Good morning, my name is Chris Adam with Youth Pledge for Employers, and I'm delighted to be joined by Hayley, the co-founder and managing director of Dandelion Education. Hello, Hayley.
Hi, Chris. Hello.
Hello, thank you for giving up your time to speak to me this morning. And I guess my starter for 10 question has to be, please can you tell me a bit about Dandelion Education and what it is you do?
Yes. Okay, so Dandelion Education is an early years nursery, children's nursery, and we are outdoors 24/7. Emma and I were primary school teachers, and we had enough of the system. We didn't think it met children's needs anymore, and it certainly didn't meet ours. So we sat down and we created our own unique ethos. You won't find anything like us anywhere, and we've been running Dandelion now for 10 years. We started off in a manky field with just myself and Emma and 6 children, and now we have 3 settings, 22 staff and over 100 children.
Oh, that's absolutely amazing. And there's 2 areas of question I want to go into here. One, I want to talk to you about how you went from, as I say, sort of, being within the system and, as you say, having a secure job to sort of setting up your own business and exploring that. But before I go down that particular route, so tell me a little bit more, as you say, what kind of roles have you got within those 22 staff and those different sites?
Well, we're a very dynamic business. So we have the main nursery setting, which caters for children who are aged 2 to 5. And then we have a patch, the Dandelion patch, which caters for children who are approximately 4, 5, 6. And those children have higher level needs. So we have a lot more adults in a slightly different space. And they're often referred to as by schools and social services. It's very specialised. And we also have the den, which caters for children who flexi educate or home educate. So they might go to school part-time and come to us part-time. And that caters for children who are aged 5 to 9. So they're sort of the 3 legs of the business. And we also offer training and consultancy to other settings out there. So it's a very dynamic business. It meets a lot of needs of a lot of children. And also we have a very neurodiverse workforce, which fits very beautifully with what we offer and how we approach education and how we treat children and how we meet their needs.
It's so refreshing and nice to hear about, I say, about a different approach, as you say, about what you offer differently, as I say, in comparison to sort of mainstream sort of education and environments. And yeah, as I say, if I look at what you said about, as I say, where you and your colleague decided, no, we're going to go our separate way, do our own thing, because we believe in a particular ethos. So what was it like in terms of sort of what challenges did you have to overcome? What skills did you need to learn in the process to sort of setting up Dandelion Education?
Well, obviously it's very different to a mainstream school. There is a structure within what we do on a day-to-day basis, but it's looser within that. So a lot of staff that have come to us, we've had to unschool them. So if they're used to kind of a rigid behaviour management approach where you use star charts or marble jars and things like that we have a very different approach to managing behaviour. It's very gentle and child-led and empowers children. So they have a lot of control on their day-to-day experiences, if you like. And our staff are very skilled. I think a hard part has been getting the word out there that how well our approach works. And the local authority thought that it was a nice idea, but no one would come. But actually, we have families who travel a long way. We have staff who leave very well-paid jobs to come and pay for us. And the pay isn't as high as it is in the local authority mainstream system. But they've done that because they really believe in what we do. And we also offer them a lot. We train them. We have a bespoke training programme. And we offer them that continuous professional development as well. So it's very dynamic. You learn a lot about different aspects of child development and education. So yeah. So but that was hard. And also being outdoors 24/7. Some people think, oh yeah, I love the sun, I love sitting in the garden. But in reality, you're outdoors sometimes from 7:30 in the morning till perhaps 3 or 4 or 9 till 5:30. So there's a range of shift patterns, and you're outdoors all day and you are educating children, you are caring for children. So that's hard work, but it's also a lot of fun, and it's really, really good for all of our well-being to be outside and to be in that kind of an environment, that kind of space.
Oh, it's really interesting to hear. And if we talk about that environment in that space, and if someone wanted to come and work for Dandelion Education and they sort of really agreed with the ethos and you've just painted the perfect work environment for them, what kind of personality traits or soft skills sort of do they need to have to sort of, you know, to fit in the organisation?
You need to have then resilience, so that physical resilience, and some emotional resilience as well. But we do a lot of support. We really take care of our staff. They have wellbeing supervisions. We've done them for 10 years, and we really do mean it. I'm meeting a member of staff for a coffee this week because she needs a chat, you know, outside of the work environment. But we do help staff to build that resilience, and we help them to some staff come through that have been a bit broken by either being in the education system as a child or being in a work environment that's crushed them. And we work really hard to build our staff up, build that self-esteem up. But you need a willingness to take part in the process. So, you know, that openness, that willingness to communicate with us and be honest and open and be willing to learn and be able to reflect on your own practice. So if you get something wrong, we can work with that, and it's okay. It's okay to not know everything. And that's really important to us. It's okay. The children need to know that you don't also know everything. So yeah, is that okay?
You know, it's absolutely perfect. And within the environment you've painted there, I will happily acknowledge straight away that there's not going to be such a thing as a typical day. Okay, I'm well aware that won't be, I say, an actual thing. But if you maybe had to talk to me about what you feel the good days are within Dandelion education and what the challenging days are, you know, what do they look like?
Okay, so a good day, which would be a day where all the children are happy and they are engaged in play, and they are learning, they're working as groups, they're singing, they're dancing. That would be a good day. I don't like to use the word bad because it's a bit of a woolly word, but a hard day would be, it has rained from 7 in the morning until 4 in the afternoon. It's cold, children haven't got spare clothes. And maybe we have a couple of children who have high level needs, who are struggling with the weather, they've got sensory overload, we've got a member of staff who's got problems at home. That would be a hard day. But fortunately we don't have lots of hard days. Mostly it's joyful.
Yeah, no, I appreciate the honest insight there, and I want to have a little look more at, as I say, your sort of decision to, as you say, step away from sort of, you know, what you knew really, and as I say, and gone into, you know, starting your own organisation, because the biggest benefit of these employer talks is we like to provide young people viewing them with sort of insights into maybe the choices they have, the different things they could do in the future. So for you, sort of, what was it really that, as I say, after sort of, you know, however many years it was, sort of in, you know, in an environment you were very familiar with, you know, what kind of skills or thoughts was it within yourself that made you think, actually, I feel now is the right time for me to go and try a different approach and a different ethos?
It was seeing what such a restrictive, archaic system was doing to the children. Philosophy is my passion. Philosophy for children, and creative critical thinking and problem solving. I loved that within a school environment, but slowly that was being squeezed out of the system, and the focus was on tests and sitting and assessments, and you can't be creative because you've got this target and that target, and it was crushing children, and it was crushing me. I'm a creative person, and I like to be active, and I like to use my imagination, and we wanted to provide something where if you did like sitting down and working quietly on your own and creating something or reading a book, that's fine. But also if you want to run and jump and drag big logs to build a den, then you could do that. And there's still learning within that. It's how you bring the learning into the child's needs and their interests. And that's what we wanted to do. We wanted to meet more children's needs and more children's interests. So they all flourish, they all thrive. And that includes the staff as well, actually, as well as the children.
What would you say as well is the biggest sort of benefit of, you know, you're in an organisation where it exists because it's something you're passionate about, as you say, something you love, as you said, there's something that matches your, you know, your own sort of philosophies, you know. So if you had to describe to a young person what the biggest benefit of working in an organisation which matches up with all those things for yourself, what would it be?
I think we're a team. Whether it's, I mean, I was at work yesterday to support them because a member of staff was poorly, and I was cleaning the toilets. And I'm one of the managing directors. And you have to be a team. You have to be willing to take part in every aspect of the business and work together, no matter whether you have a master's or whether you're an apprentice. The expectation is still high, but it's a supportive environment, and that is what we've created and what we want. We want more people to come to us who want that as well. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it does completely. And I think you've actually sort of hit the nail on the head there, because I've spoken to a lot of, whether they be sort of sole traders, people who've set up their own businesses, people who've maybe stepped away like you have, and and gone down a different venture. And a lot of them talked about, as you say, when you have that passionate approach, you need to be willing to be dedicated, wear many hats, as you say there. As you say, one of the directors, you weren't afraid to just be like, well, that toilet needs cleaning. I'm going to fix it as well. But I say genuinely, I think that's what you need when you're in a organisation which you are so passionate about. You need to be willing, as you say, to be part of the team that you've described there.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're so supportive, and they care about each other, but we care about each other professionally as well as personally. And that's how you create a strong team. We are a family, and a lot of our staff tell us that they found their home, that they found their place. And some staff will flourish and thrive and blossom, and then they may well leave us. We had one member of staff who left to work for the LEA. In fact, 2 have gone to work for the local authority, and some have gone on to higher education. So one's gone off to university. One went off to be an Ofsted inspector, whatever your view is of Ofsted. That was their aspiration, and they've gone to try and make a difference in that sector. And that's great too, because we've given them the resilience, and we've given them the skill set, and we've helped develop their self-esteem, and they've got that confidence, and off they've gone. So, and we look good on people's CV, I have to say. We've won lots of awards, and we do look quite good on people's CVs. Just blow my own trumpet there.
Yeah, no, this is the platform for it, so please. And it leads me quite well onto my final question, actually, because you talk about sort of progression, ambitions. And if we look a bit reflectively now, and I've asked all the employers I've done these talks with this, Hayley, if you could go back and speak to say 17, 18-year-old Hayley, you're about to go out on your career path, as I say, we've spoken about how you got a certain part down your career path and you thought, actually no, I want to take a different approach to this. If we take that into account, sort of whether it be successes you've had, mistakes you've made, things you've learned from, what's the one piece of advice you would give to your younger self career wise?
I think that's quite hard when you're happy with where you are at the moment, but I think I would say be brave. Just be brave and give it a go, and be true to your values, hold your values at your core, and be brave and be willing to make a stand for what you believe in and what you think is right.